Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss programming model of 8085 microprocessor. This programming model is very important for assembly language point of view. What is programming model? Programming model is nothing. It is information needed to write an assembly language program is called programming model of 8085 microprocessor. This is your programming model of 8085. In programming model, it contains registers which are the identifiers of any instruction and address bus and data bus. Okay, you can see one example of assembly language programming in 8085. Suppose this is your assembly language programming. In 2000 memory address, MBI A25 instruction means MBI means move 25 in A register. There is immediate addressing mode A equal to 25. Later on you will see addressing modes of 8085. Suppose in 2002 address B equal to 3D, and suppose in 2004 address there is add b is nothing, it is a equal to a plus b. Okay, this is your sample of an assembly language program. Then what things we need registers. This is your address bus, you know address bus is of 16 bit, and this data 25 and 3D, this is data. So programming model is nothing, it is registers plus data bus plus address bus. This is your registers, different types of registers, this is your data bus, and this is your address bus. And you already know what is the length of data bus in 8085, it is 8 bit, and what is the length of address bus in 8085, it is 16 bit. And again, data bus is bidirectional because data flows in both directions, from microprocessor to memory and memory to microprocessor, and from microprocessor to input output port, and from input output port to microprocessor. And what will be the range of data bus? It will be, because 8 bit, so we deal with hexadecimal number system, so data bus range will be from 00 to FF. Minimum value of any bit is 0, maximum value is 1. So 80 means 00 and 81 means FF. Now come into address bus. Address bus is 16 bit and it is unidirectional. Why? Because data flows only in one direction, out of microprocessor. Means from microprocessor to memory or from microprocessor to input output port. And one most important function of address bus is to determine memory capacity. Memory capacity of any microprocessor, it is determined by this formula, 2 to the power length of address bus. Okay, in 8085 what is the length of address bus? It is 16 bit, so 2 to the power 16. 2 to the power 16 means 2 to the power 6 into 2 to the power 10. 2 to the power 6 is nothing, it is 64, and 2 to the power 10, you know 2 to the power 10 is nothing, it is 1 kb. Okay, so 64 kb. 2 to the power 10 is 1 kb, 2 to the power 20 is 1 MB, 2 to the power 30 is 1 GB. Suppose length of address bus is 20 bit, then what will be memory capacity? Then you can determine easily by this formula, 2 to the power 20. 2 to the power 20 equal to 1 MB, and this is the memory capacity of 8086 microprocessor. Okay, now we will see there are different types of register and there are different functions. Okay, now we will study different types of registers. This is your programming model. Address bus is unidirectional. Okay, this is bidirectional. There are three types of registers. First one is general purpose register, second one is memory register, and third one is specific purpose register, general purpose register. As the name indicates, their function is to store temporary data during execution of a program. There are 6 general purpose registers. These are B, C, D, E, H and L. These B, C, D, E and H, L are general purpose registers. These 6 are general purpose registers, and size of each register is 8-bit because length of data bus is 8-bit. Now if you want to perform 16-bit operation, then we can combine BC, DE and HL register. Okay, so there is register pair BC, DE and HL. Next one is memory register. As the name indicates, memory register, which holds the memory address. So there are 2 registers, program counter and stack pointer. This is your program counter. Its size of this is 16-bit and stack pointer is 16. Why the size of stack pointer and program counter register is 16-bit? Because it holds address and length of address bus is 16-bit. So size is 16-bit. Program counter. What is the function of program counter? It holds the address of next instruction which has to be fetched. Okay. And it is incremented by n if size of next instruction is n byte. In 8085, if size is of 1 byte, program counter will be incremented by 1. If size of instruction is 2 byte, it is incremented by 2. If size of instruction is 3, it is incremented by 3. You can see in this program, initially value is 2000. Now we have, suppose this is executing. Now suppose we have to fetch this instruction, or you can say we have to execute this instruction. Then value of PC will be 2002. Okay, why? Because size of this instruction is 2 byte, so it is incremented by 2. 2000 plus 2, 2002. In detail we will see later. Okay, next one is stack pointer. Okay, stack pointer, and you are already aware with stack pointer. It is used as a memory pointer. It points to a memory location in read-write memory. Read-write memory is nothing, it is called RAM. Okay, this is your stack pointer, and it is always incremented or decremented by 2 during push and pop operation. In case of stack, we will see how it is incremented or decremented by 2 in push and pop operation. These 2 are memory register. These 2 will hold the memory address. Next one is specific purpose register. As the name indicates, they are not general purpose register. They have some specific function. First one is accumulator. Okay, these 2 are specific purpose register, accumulator A and flag register. Size of accumulator is 8-bit. Again, size of flag register is 8-bit. The accumulator, it is very important. It is the part of any ALU. It is the part of ALU, arithmetic and logical. During any arithmetical and logical operation, okay, one operand must be accumulator, and that operand is nothing, that is your destination operand. Okay, so you have to remember, during any ALU operation, arithmetical and logical operation means addition, subtraction, logical and logical or NOT and XOR. One operand must be accumulator. If one operand means destination operand is not accumulator, then you have to transfer. Suppose you are adding 2 numbers which are available in B and C register. You cannot add B and C. First you will transfer either contents of B or C in A, then you will add. Okay, next one is flag register. This flag register is again very important. Okay, this flag register becomes set or reset depending upon the condition of any result after any ALU operation, arithmetic and logical operation. There are 5 flags: sign flag, zero flag, auxiliary carry flag, parity flag and carry flag. These are 5 flags in 8-bit flag register. Okay, the flag register is special purpose register and it is completely different from other registers. It contains 8 bits and only 5 bits of them are useful. These 5 bits are useful. You know, one flip-flop stores 1 bit. Okay, So there are only 5 bits which are used and 3 bits are not used. These are used for future purpose. Now we will explain, we will see how these flags become set or reset after any ALU operation. First one, sign flag. After any ALU operation, if MSB is 1, okay, MSB is 1, it indicates this flag is set, otherwise reset. MSB is nothing, it is B7, okay, B7. If MSB is 1, it indicates number is negative and sign flag is set. If its value is 0, then it means number is positive and sign flag becomes reset. Then what will be the range from 00 to FF? Means from 00 to 7F, sign flag is always 0, means number is positive. From 00 to 7F, number is positive. From 80 to FF, sign flag is 1 because MSB is 1. In this case, MSB is 0, MSB is 0. 0, 7F means 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So 0. So you have to remember from 00 to 7F, number will be negative, positive, and from 80 to FF, number will be negative. Next is 0 flag. Again, this is very important. After any arithmetical logical operation, if result is 0, means if all bits are 0, this flag will become set, otherwise reset. Means after any ALU operation, if result is 00, means 0 flag is set, and except 00 means 0, 1 to FF, this flag will be reset. Okay, this is very important, where you can use the 0 flag. Okay, frequently you will use while you will apply any loop in assembly language program. Suppose I want to apply loop 4 times, then what will be? Suppose value of C register is 4, C equal to 4, 0 flag is what? Reset, 0. Then minus 1, it will be 3, again 0 flag is 0. Then minus 1, it will be 2, again 0 flag is 0. Then minus 1, it will be 1, again 0 flag is 0. Now 1 minus 1, 0. Now 0 flag is set. Means when 0 flag will be set, it will terminate from the loop. So this 0 flag is very useful while you will implement any loop in an assembly language program. Next, auxiliary carry flag. This flag is used in BCD number system, means from 00 to 99. This flag becomes set when D3 generates any carry and it passes to D4. Otherwise, this flag becomes reset. This is the only flag among 5 flags which is not accessible by the programmer because it is internally generated. Next, parity flag. You are already aware with even parity and odd parity. If after any ALU operation, if there is even parity, this flag will become set, otherwise reset. Even parity means total number of ones are even. Odd parity means total number of ones are odd. If even parity, this flag will become set, otherwise reset. Carry flag. This is carry flag. Last one is your carry flag. Okay. Carry flag. This carry flag is very important. While you subtract one number from another number, this is your carry flag. Carry flag. This flag after any arithmetic and logical operation, if any carry is generated, this flag becomes set, otherwise reset. This is your carry flag. Okay, this is the last flag, carry flag. When after any ALU operation, when carry is generated, this flag becomes set, otherwise reset. Now what is the significance of carry generated? It means when you are performing any n bit operation, if result is more than n bit, then carry will generate. Suppose you are adding two 8-bit number, if result is more than 8-bit, means 9th bit is generated, then this flag will be set, otherwise reset. And during subtraction, a minus b, if a is greater than b, it becomes reset, and if a is less than b, it becomes set. It is also called borrow flag. It is also called your borrow flag. Okay, now we will see one example. Suppose this is your program, MBI A25, MBI B3D, MVI A25 means A equal to 25. There is immediate addressing mode. Later on you will see. MBI B3D, B equal to 3D, add B. I already told destination operand will be always accumulator, so you do not need to mention A here. Add A comma B. This is invalid. Add A comma B. This is invalid. So just write down add B, because by default one operand is A. A, it means A equal to A plus B. Now what will be value of CY, parity flag, zero flag, AC flag and sign flag after execution of this program? Okay, for this A equal to 25. Okay, this 25, always you have to remember, in this we deal with hexadecimal number system. So 25 means you know how to convert hexadecimal number system into binary number system. 25 means 0, 0, 1, 0, and 5 means 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay, 3D. 3D means 3 means 0, 0, 1, 1, and D means 13. 1, 1, 12, 0, 1, 13. Now you have to add these two. Okay, now you will add these two. Just see here. 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 0. 1 carry generated. So 1. Then 1 plus 1. Again 1. 1 carry generated. Now 1 plus 1. Again carry generated. Now concentrate on this. This is B0, this is B1, this is B2, this is B3. 1 plus 1, 0, and 1 carry generated here. So this auxiliary carry flag will be set. I already told you, when D3 generates any carry and it passes to D4, this flag becomes set. Here 1 plus 1, okay, 0, so carry generated. Now this 1 plus 1, again 0, carry generated. Then 1 plus 1, again carry generated, 0. Then this is 1, okay, this is 1. 1 plus 1, 0, 1 plus 1, 0, just wait. 1 plus 1, 0, 1 plus 0, 1, 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1, sorry, this is 1 plus 1, 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, this is 0, because this is 0. Then 1 plus 1, this is 0. Now 1 plus 1, again 0, 1 carry generated, so this is 1. Now 1 plus 1 plus 1, this is 1. Okay, and then 1 plus 0 plus 0, 1, this is your result, 0, 1, 1, 0. Now you can see here. Okay, you are performing 8-bit operation, again result is 8-bit, so no carry is generated. So what will be value of this? This will be 0, no carry is generated, because there are only 8-bit. Okay, you can see here, there are 8-bit operation, again you are getting the same. Parity flag, now check here. Total number of ones in result, there are how many ones? 1, 2, 3, odd number of ones, so parity flag will be reset, odd parity reset. Then 0 flag, result is non-zero, means it is not 0, 0, so it will be reset. Parity 0 flag will be again 0. Okay, then auxiliary carry flag, because when you are adding these two D3 bit, D0, D1, D2, D3, 1 carry is generated, so this is set. Sign flag, now you have to check MSB. What is MSB? 0 plus 0, 0, this is 0, B7, so it is reset, means it indicates number is what? Positive. In this way you can determine whether your flag is set or reset. Carry flag is 0, parity flag is 0, 0 flag is 0, auxiliary flag is 1, sign flag 0. Remaining 3 bits which are not used in parity flag, you can take 0. Okay, one more example I will take, or you can directly determine. Also, you can directly determine the answer. Shortcut method I will tell you. 25 plus 3D. You 25, 5 plus D. 5 plus D means 13 plus 5, 18. 18 minus 16. 18 minus 5, 18 minus 16, 2. Okay, 1 carry. 3 plus 2 plus 1, 6. 62H. From here again it is coming 62H. 00106. So you can use this shortcut method. 5 plus D. If after adding these lower order nibble, if result is greater than F, auxiliary carry becomes set. So this is 1 because result is more than 15, it is 18. Then 6, MSB is what? 0. So sign flag is 0. 62, result is non-zero, so it is 0. Parity flag, in 6 there are 2 1, in 2 there is 1, so 3 1, so odd parity. Carry flag, result is not more than FF, so you can write down CY equal to 0 0. Okay, one more example I will take. Suppose A equal to F1 and B equal to 0 F. Then what will be value of flag register after execution of this program? Okay, the same instruction. A equal to F1, then F1 and B equal to 0 F and add B. What will be value of this? Now 1 plus F, I will use shortcut method. 1 plus F is what? 0, means 16. So 16 is greater than F, so again auxiliary carry flag will be 1. This is 1. We don't know what will be value of CY right now. Right now we have determined auxiliary carry flag is 1. This is F plus 1 is 16, 16 minus 16, 0. Then again F plus 1, again 0. So 0 0, and value of now F plus 1 16, 16 minus 16, 0. Then 1 carry, 1 plus F 16, 16 minus 16, 0. Now this 1 is nothing, this is carry flag, so CY equal to 1. Okay, F1 plus 0F, it is 100, but it is 8-bit register, so it can store first 8-bit. This 1 will come in carry flag. Then parity flag 0 0 means all are 0, so there will be even parity because there is not odd number of ones. 0 flag, result is 0 0, so this is again set. Sign flag, result is 0 0. You have to check in first 8-bit B7. Okay, this B7 is what? 0, so it will be sign flag is 0. So you always have to remember, when you are adding, when you are checking these flags, you will check only first 8-bit. Okay, in this case contents of accumulator will be 0. Okay, contents of accumulator will be 0 and 1 carry will come in carry flag. So in this way you can determine, okay, value of flag register after execution of any program where ALU operation is used. It's all about your today lecture. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.